Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 28th. This week, we are going to jump right in here. You have this challenges and achievement card, also this heart card. It says love, new love on it. So I feel both. like in a lot of ways, I feel like love could be an achievement for some of you. And look at this. You have the Page of Cups, Page of Wands. With the Two of Cups, definitely could be like a new admirer with the Page of Cups, or just, a new person. Two of Cups is usually a person who is different than your usual type. So, it could be a different type or a different sign that you wouldn't normally go for. It could be any sign. You have water and fire here, but really it could be any sign that is coming in for you at this time. I'm not really picking up on any energy, like anything specific as far as love is concerned. So, again, it could be any sign that's coming in for you. But what I would say is, again, I think that it could be a person who is like different than your usual type. The Page of Cups can also represent your dream. So the Page of Cups has this fish in the cup there, and that fish might not exist. We don't actually know if the fish exists or not. It might be part of his imagination. And I always say that he needs to make sure that that fish doesn't escape. He needs to make sure to grab onto that fish and bring it down to earth. So I feel for a lot of you, this could be you committing to a dream. We even go down to the Ten of Swords, to the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is great for marriage, but really the Four of Wands can also be a great card for just any commitment that you're making. So if you are committing to like your dream life, for example, and we even have the Judgment card here, and the Judgment card is your purpose, this could say that you're committing to your purpose, which is creating your dream life or is improving your life in some way. I do feel if you're attracting a person, I do feel like you're attracting like a very enthusiastic person. This person could be like a little bit ADHD or something like that. They could be a little bit more, like I feel like they're more high, like a high energy type of person. I think they could be very just energetic. I am getting that type of energy off of this person. So if you're looking for love, that could be a clue for you. I also feel like they're just like golden retriever energy, right? Like maybe that's a better way to put it. Just very energetic, very excited about things, excited about life. So, it could be like a very vibrant person that you are attracting here. If you don't want love, I also feel, and even if you do, I think that some of you could be embracing like a much more excitable energy at this time. I do feel like it's a good thing. Like this isn't, a bad thing. I think there could just be exciting things going on in your life. You have the Two of Cups. Again, Two of Cups is like a perfect match. Definitely can represent a soulmate. Two of Cups is also an amazing card for communication. And you also have the Eight of Wands and the Judgment card. The Eight of Wands and the Judgment card can also represent communication. So I always look at the Two of Cups as you and your higher self. And a lot of you could be receiving messages from your, sorry, wrong camera. You could be receiving messages from your higher self. This angel on the Judgment card is your higher self angel. So a lot of you could be getting messages in your dreams, your daydreams, or whatever. And, whenever this shows up in a reading, I always say pay attention, because it's probably showing up because, maybe the universe is saying like you need to pay attention if you get any messages. Or it could, sometimes I think we get a message and we doubt it, right? And I feel this is saying, no, that you are definitely receiving real messages, like in your dreams or your daydreams. With the Page of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords twice right here. So Ten of Swords to Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords definitely could represent being stabbed in the back. This could say that a past person stabbed you in the back, and the Ten of Swords is really a blessing in disguise. Personally, I think all tens are positive for the most part. The Ten of Swords can definitely suck, getting stabbed in the back or whatever, but he's making this symbol with his hands right here, and that symbol represents a blessing. It's the same symbol the Hierophant is giving on his card. So you could be meeting a new person that shows you how the past person not working out is a blessing in disguise. And I kind of feel that here. Yes, with the Page of Wands, you have the Six of Cups, much better energy. I do not read the Six of Cups as an ex coming back. Really, it doesn't represent that either. Really, it's a card of innocence and nostalgia. It can represent thinking about the past, for sure, but it doesn't necessarily say that someone from the past is coming back. I also look at this as just a soulmate card. So I feel that this could just be like a new soulmate, or very playful energy. There are two children on this card, and it represents their inner child. It's funny that I said I felt like this person was very excited or very enthusiastic about life, and Six of Cups would definitely fit that description to a T. With the Two of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles. This is like a big opportunity. And, again, whether this is love or something else, it doesn't matter. If it's love, great. Ace of Pentacles is the path to marriage, so it definitely could be something that leads to a deeper commitment. But the Two of Cups can just be, again, you and your higher self. Your higher self could be guiding you towards a big opportunity. I think it's interesting that we have the Ten of Swords here to the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands says we really have to go for something. She's my card of learning as you go, and so this could represent an opportunity where you're not sure of all the details. I always think of the Queen of Wands as she's being guided towards something because she's holding that sunflower. The sunflower is pointing towards the sun, or something that will bring her fulfillment, joy, happiness, all those other things. But she also doesn't know, what the journey is going to bring her. So again, some of you have to maybe overcome some past failures, or release the fears from the past failures so that you can accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish here. Again, it's not exactly clear to me yet, so let's keep clarifying here. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this crow spirit. It says co-create with spirit. You also have a seahorse. It says watch and wait. So a lot of you, maybe, again, with the Ten of Swords, maybe it's just saying that this week would be a good week for you to observe and wait for an opportunity. I don't really see any cards that would represent that. Like, kind of, there are some cards that I feel that say that you should wait for an opportunity, like the Emperor, for example. The Emperor has his armor on underneath his cloak that he's wearing. He's sitting down. And so the armor says he's ready to go at a moment's notice. I would love to see the Emperor come up in this reading, because it would really kind of, push this message right here a little bit more. But it could just be a good week for you to kind of like gather your energy, rest, relax, recover, do all those other things. But if an opportunity presents itself, take it. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Five of Wands. The Four of Pentacles is a strong focus on stability. I feel pretty good about this. Sometimes I kind of go back and forth with the Four of Pentacles. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. In your reading, I do like it. I feel that you are just really, focusing on things that make your life more stable. And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. So I would just keep doing what you're doing. You have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords says something is dead, done, over with in your life, and it also can represent a blessing in disguise, of course. I kind of feel like this is about something that you do need to let go of, like we already said, but it's like popping into my head as either like the fears of the past, or sometimes something happens to us and I think it makes us clam up in the future. And so if you had a failure in the past in doing anything, I feel it's time to kind of like get back on the horse and try again. And really that's the vibe that I'm picking up off of this Ten of Swords, is really that it's just time to make yourself happy with the Queen of Wands, or to move towards happiness. You have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands asks us to look at what we have learned from the conflicts that we've been through. I always say that fives have the easiest solutions in the tarot, and I consider myself a solutions-based reader. I don't really consider the tarot readings I do to be so much predictive. They can predict things, but I consider my readings to be more solutions-based, and the solution to the Five of Wands is to look at what you learned from the conflicts that you've been through, instead of focusing on the negative, like what good things, what lessons, what positive lesson did you learn, and avoid it in the future, or use it to your advantage in the future. With the Four of Swords, you have Four of Pentacles. You have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can represent separation, walking away from something. There's definitely has been like some sort of separation that you have dealt with. Really, I feel this has made you almost glow up with that Queen of Wands. She's kind of almost had a glow up, or she has the potential to have a glow up, we could say, because she has that sunflower, because she's moving towards the sun. So whatever has happened to you, again, I think this could be saying, take the risk of putting yourself out there again, because you're kind of marching towards a glow up. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Judgment card. What I will say is I would be careful of a past person, because we have the Six of Cups, Judgment twice. Judgment is one of the only cards I consider a past person coming back, but Judgment also says move past it, because the Judgment card, I'll show you on this version because it's just easier to see. These people are rising up out of these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. And so the Judgment card really asks you to leave your old life behind. And so all of this right here, the past is dead, done, over with. It's time to head towards the sun with the Queen of Wands. I feel like you know where you're going. You have that Judgment card. Judgment is having a calling or feeling the calling. Again, Two of Cups could be you and your higher self. It's like your higher self is guiding you towards something bigger and better, hopefully. With the Five of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is about really taking control of your life or your destiny. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny, how you see it. It is your personal vision for your life, like the direction you see your life moving. And so I feel this is saying, pay attention to past cycles, pay attention, and also take advantage of positive cycles as well. I always say, it's like sometimes I've just noticed in life, like sometimes at certain times of the year, I feel more motivated. When I feel more motivated, I do more work because I'm motivated to do it, right? But I think we all need to pay attention to the cycles that we go through, because we can take advantage of that energy and double down during those moments. And the Wheel of Fortune really reminds us to pay attention to those things, but also reminds us to pay attention to history as well. It says if you feel like you're repeating a cycle, you probably are. So, can you change it? Can you transform it? Can you transmute it, turn it into something different? And again, you're all different, so I can't answer that question for you, but I would definitely look at any cycles you feel are the same, even if they look different, and how can you take advantage of that? That's what I would say there. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Receive card and this Adventure card. Queen of Wands is definitely going on an adventure. All the Wands cards, the Wands court cards, I consider adventure cards. I feel you need to be open to receive. It's kind of funny that I feel this Empress energy off the Queen of Wands. That's not what I'm trying to say, but what it's giving me that glow up energy a little bit. Not really a full glow up. It's like you're working towards one. And the Empress is definitely all about receiving. And again, you don't have the Empress here. I understand that. But I'm just saying, I feel like if you could get into receptive mode instead of trying to force things to happen, I always think of the Empress as, she just waves that scepter in front of her to grow the wheat in front of her. She's not trying hard. She is doing, I wouldn't even say she's doing the bare minimum. She's just doing, things the easy way. And that's why she's in receptive mode, because she is receiving. So I think that being in receptive mode would be a great idea for you with all this. You have the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, Queen of Wands understands her worth and her value. She also only cares about her own feelings. That doesn't mean she's selfish or anything like that, but, she has this black cat, for example. And during the times of tarot, black cats were considered very unlucky, but she has a black cat because she doesn't care what anyone thinks. She just likes the black cat. And so she is also my card of kind of marching to the beat of your own drum, making your own choices and your own decisions, and really understanding what's best for you and not listening to other people who want to tell you what is best for you. So I definitely feel that with the Queen of Wands. That would be an amazing time to really listen to yourself and to focus on what you think is right. And the other reason I say that is because we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is like a definitive direction. She, with the Queen of Wands, she would follow a direction. Eight of Wands is pointing in one direction. You work towards one thing in life with the Eight of Wands, and you make it happen, and you don't let anything get in your way, right? And so Eight of Wands can be like a quick conclusion or quick success or something happening quickly, but I feel that this is you working towards something in your life that you desire and really focusing on making it happen. There's also something about this reading that is talking about communication being very important. We have a lot of communication cards. We have the Two of Cups, Judgment twice. We have this card. We have two pages as well. So communication, clear communication could be important for you. You have the Four of Wands, could be marriage, for those of you that want it. You could be meeting a person that you're going to commit to. I think that really we are in a time of freedom where the universe wants us to do things that make ourselves feel free. And so, of course, a lot of us could be feeling very restricted right now because the universe is trying to say, are you going to do something to set yourself free? Or are you just going to keep enduring these restrictions that you've been experiencing? So the Four of Wands wants us to cross the finish line and wants us to, wrap things up that with the Eight of Wands as well. Eight of Wands is conclusions as well. So if there are things that are holding you back, can you wrap those things up? And if there are things that make you feel more free in life, can you do more of those things? With the Queen of Wands, you have the Three of Pentacles. I think you need to find the right people to work with. Definitely, I feel teamwork makes the dream work, especially when we get into November, like the middle of November, after the 19th, when Pluto moves into Aquarius. It's all about the collective. And so having people who support you, who lift you up. Again, the guy on this card is being lifted up on that bench that he's standing on the traditional Three of Pentacles. And so those two people that are also on the card are coming in a supportive role. They are supporting his vision, those Three Pentacles that he has built in front of him. And so I think that focusing on relationships that, support your vision is going to be important with the Three of Pentacles. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Chariot. Quick success. Definitely could be quick success or quick victory coming in for you with the Chariot. With the Four of Wands, you have the Death card, and you also have the Judgment card. So there are some big changes, or there is a major transformation coming in for you at this time. The funny thing about the Death card is normally the two pillars from the moon show up in the back of the Death card, with the sun is kind of coming up between those two pillars. And so, like I said, I feel that moving towards the sun is also going to be important for you. The sun is your inspiration. You know, the sun is like a spotlight in life. It shines a light on things that we care about, that are important to us, that whatever. And that Queen of Wands is really saying to me in your reading that you need to move towards the sun. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this To the Sea card and this Chaos and Conflict card. Again, this is showing up in the good stuff. So this would say to me that you are moving away from chaos and conflict, and you're probably moving towards, peace, joy, happiness, all those other good energies. You have the Four Cups, Six of Swords, and the Judgment card. The Four Cups is normally about contemplation and apathy, but it's showing up in the good stuff. And I look at the Four Cups as mixing together ingredients. Like he is disappointed with what he has manifested, but he has manifested all the ingredients for his manifestation. So instead of looking at things like the Ten of Swords, right? It's like, how can you turn those things around with the Wheel of Fortune? Because Wheel of Fortune is about taking past cycles, turning them around in your favor, right? Not living in the past, but just looking at the past and saying, how can I turn this around for my benefit? And with the Four Cups, it's like, how can you mix all that stuff together, put it in the oven, and pop out a cake, right? And so I feel for a lot of you, this is saying that you have learned from the lessons that you've experienced. You have the Six of Swords. I thought you had multiple. Oh, you do. You have the Six of Cups here as well. Multiple sixes to me can say that you're on the right path, you're going the right direction. But the Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores. So I think you are definitely heading towards improvements. You have the Judgment card. The Judgment card is like a wake-up call or waking up. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be having a wake-up call, or you could be waking up to a new direction. I also, again, I get something about communication here. Like I would just, but I think it would be a good week for you to listen, right? Especially if you're getting important communications or if you're hearing things. I also feel there's something popping into my head about letting someone talk as well. Like especially if you're negotiating something, right? It's like the person that is doing the talking is the one that is kind of like losing in the negotiation. Not that I feel like this is something where there needs to be a loser and winner. I'm not trying to say that, but I feel like this is saying it would be better to just let someone talk, especially if you're dealing with a negotiation. With the Four of Cups, you have the Knight of Wands. I said adventure. Didn't you have an adventure card? Yes. So the Wands court cards to me all represent going on adventures, on a very basic level. And so the Knight of Wands is about being flexible, being spontaneous, embracing spontaneous opportunity, moving in new directions, things like that. With the Six of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is a card of getting started. So especially in the good stuff, this would actually represent progress. And sorry, something doesn't look right to me here, so let me try to fix this. But anyway, I feel for a lot of you that this could be you making progress towards your goals or towards something that you're working on. With the Judgment card, you have the High Priestess here. I feel like you definitely, it is very intuitive time. And again, remember what I said, there's something about listening here in this reading, especially with this Two of Cups. This right here is the staff of Hermes between these two people, which represent, Hermes is Mercury, and that's why the Two of Cups represents communication. And so it's just popping into my head that there is like important communication coming in from your higher self, but I feel like you need to kind of like create those moments where you get messages from your higher self. Like for me, like when I'm in the shower is when I get my best ideas, or when I go for a walk and I'm not really, thinking about things, right? And so I feel like that's what this is encouraging you to do. It's like encouraging, listening to your inner voice, encouraging you to just listen, just in general. I think all that would be really good with the High Priestess. The High Priestess also represents unlimited potential. So if you're working on something like a project or an idea, this could say that whatever you're working on has unlimited potential. You have this Boot card. It says, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Queen of Wands, for sure. It's like there's something you want, but you really have to go for it. You really have to, go towards the sun, like I said. And so I think it would be a great time. But again, I want to stress that this is not about really trying hard. This is about working like efficiently. Sorry, my dog is barking, but I think this is about working efficiently. You have this egg card. It says success assured with good plans and hard work. So again, same thing. I think right now especially there's a difference between like hard work and efficient work. Efficient work can be hard work, but as long as you're getting a result. So that's what I would be paying attention to. You have this vulture. It says depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. You also have this other card. I think this is tied to it. It says someone is working against you behind your back. I think that you're thinking this. I just wouldn't even worry about it. We have Mars going retrograde. Mars retrograde is notorious for, making you think that people are doing things behind your back or whatever. I always tell people, like, don't worry about it. Don't even think about it. You have this dark man card. It says dealings or relationships with a man with dark complexion or hair. And you have this October card. So maybe you're meeting someone this month, or maybe you already have. That could be important for you. I'm going to pull another card because those other two were very similar. This card says reconciliation on it, and, like I said, I would be careful of a past person coming back, unless, again, I think reconciliation, people always say to me, like, why do you hate exes so much? I'm like, I don't. I just think for the most part, an ex is an ex for a reason. It didn't work out for a reason. Now, there is an exception. I think if both people have changed, it obviously didn't work out how the two of you were the first time. If you have changed, then different story. If both people have done the work, that's perfectly fine. But, for the most part, this card represents the universe reconciling with you. So it's like if you have put a bunch of energy or work into things that you've been working on, this can say that you are kind of, receiving positive karma for what you have done. But pretty good reading here, Libra. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.